Now to the latest at the southern border. The Biden administration wants the Supreme Court to allow the pandemic-era border restrictions known as Title 42 to end, but not until after Christmas. Joining us now from Mission, Texas, NBC News correspondent Morgan Chesky. Morgan, where do things stand this morning?
That is a great question. A lot of people are looking for the answer. We do know that with record crossings here illegally on the Rio Grande on the rise, everyone wants to have something done, but as of right now, no compromise has yet to be seen on either side. Now, with Title 42 likely lasting through at least Christmas, some fear it's only delaying an inevitable migration boom.
Turned away at the Texas border. The National Guard blocking migrants from entering the United States. One official telling them to try an official port of entry instead. It's a snapshot of El Paso under a state of emergency amid a growing border crisis.
The Biden administration has no plan on how to deal with this situation at the border once Title 42 goes away.
In response to the Supreme Court's pause of Title 42, the Biden administration asking the High Court to delay its expiration until after Christmas. But ultimately, it wants the court to reject efforts by Republican-led states to keep the pandemic-era policy in place permanently. In a Tuesday filing, the White House acknowledging the end of Title 42 will likely lead to disruption and a temporary increase in unlawful border crossings. Immigration advocates echoing the need for change.
This was a public health measure, not an immigration enforcement measure. We need to get rid of Title 42.
We visited this migrant camp in Reynosa, Mexico, where Pastor Hector Silva de Luna told us immigration policies mean little to those chasing the potential of a better life.
Do people come up to you and ask you about Title 42?
They don't know what Title 42 it means.
He tells us over the last year, Venezuelans, Haitians, and Nicaraguans waiting to claim asylum have quadrupled the size of this tent city. Back in El Paso, despite DHS and Border Patrol moving out more than 10,000 migrants this week alone, Shelter Director Ruben Garcia fears an even bigger spike if Title 42 ends.
I believe Border Patrol is going to be processing 5,000-6,000 refugees per day, possibly even more.
For now, they pray with a future as uncertain as ever.
Now, as for the fate of Title 42, the Supreme Court could let it expire per the Biden administration's request in just a few days' time. Or if the High Court chooses, they could take weeks or even months to study this challenge further, submitted by those Republican-led states. Mika?
NBC's Morgan Chesky, thank you very much. Former Homeland Security Secretary Jay Johnson is still with us, and also joining us, MSNBC political analyst and former senior advisor to the Biden campaign, Cristobal Alex. It's really good to have you both with us. Just Jay Johnson, just 20,000 feet. There are not a lot of options here beyond sending migrants home. I mean, what are they?
Well, first of all, the problem today is way bigger than it was when I was in office 7 or 8 years ago. The smugglers are much better at moving larger numbers of people. One thing I do know, which is still true, illegal immigration is an information-sensitive phenomenon. It responds sharply to information about perceived changes in our enforcement policy here in the U.S. Right now, the message we are sending to Central America, to Mexico, to Venezuela, Nicaragua is a muddled mess. The courts have become way too involved in what traditionally has been a policy left to the political branches of government. One day, Title 42 is on, then it's off. One day, migration protection protocols are on, then they're off. DACA is on and off. It's become really a muddled mess. The challenge for DHS, for the government, the executive branch administration, is you have to send a clear, coherent message. If you come here illegally, we will send you back, consistent with our laws and values. I used to say that over and over and over again. And you have to actually show people that we are repatriating people. We're sending them back to Central America. I used to literally go to Central America, stand at the airport, greet people coming back on the ICE aircraft, bring the press with me to show that we are actually sending people back. And that has to be a clear, coherent message. Of course, there are the push factors that we've got to deal with. But right now, there's no coherent message.
Reverend Al.
Yeah, the thing that bothers me, that concerns me, that I would raise to Mr. Alex, is how you deal with the humanitarian side and enforce what Secretary Johnson is saying, the law, and how that's communicated. Because I remember when we had the crisis at the border just months ago with Haitians, and you had these officers, I guess you would call them, that were on horses, looking like whips. I mean, these kinds of things that really made some of us fly down there to the border. How there seems to be a double standard with certain people coming from different places. So you also have Donald Trump that had played the game of I'm going to build a wall. So how do you deal with the politics as well as the humanitarian side and enforce the law at the same time, where you don't look like it's different folks for different strokes by not having it different for different people, but at the same time you enforce the law in a balanced way?
Yeah. Good morning, Rev. It's great to be with you all today. Your question is exactly right. I'm from El Paso. Those images that you just saw, they break my heart. Folks on the streets, it's cold there. It's 32 degrees this morning. I was talking to my mom last night, and the city's under a lot of pressure. That being said, folks on the border, especially in my hometown of El Paso, have a very nuanced view of immigration. It's not what we hear here in Washington, where you've got extreme views one way or another, but it's really threefold. Number one, yes, we want a safe city, we want a safe border, and we want the folks that are coming over to be safe and to be sheltered. And second, it is this humanitarian piece. The inscription on the Statue of Liberty really does mean something, and folks back home take that very seriously, and it's a very welcoming city. And the third part of this is really an economic one. We need immigration. Thanks to the Biden administration, we're basically humming at full employment. A lot of amazing things have happened. We recovered all of our jobs lost during the pandemic and added another million. That being said, there's an estimate that we're short 3.5 million immigrant workers. We need them to compete at a global stage on a global economy. So it's a very complicated situation. I know the administration is moving heaven and earth to get ready for Title 42 to be lifted, which it eventually will be lifted. But it's that sort of nuanced view and a very humanitarian lens that's needed, Reverend.